Hey Raby, so today I have a bit of a different video than what I usually make. I wrote an essay thingamajig. So if you want to hear me ramble on and on about something you probably don't care about, this video is for you. If you don't, then aw man, go away. Okay, it's time for the intro or something. Do you remember the games you played in your childhood? What was the best part about it? The game itself, or maybe the memories surrounding it? Did you play well-known games or more obscure ones? Were the games good, or did you have awful taste? Yeah, I'm looking at you. You suck at choosing games. I don't care that you were 4 and had no control over the games you received. You need to do better, buddy. Despite others' opinions on your gaming habits, the game held a special place in your heart, and that's all that really mattered at the end of the day. Okay, so now that I defended your crappy little games, you're not allowed to laugh at mine, okay? Today I wanted to talk about a niche little game that when I mention to other people, literally no one knows what I'm talking about. Whether that's a good or bad thing, you can decide. I feel that if I don't talk about this right now, I will somehow forget about it, and then no one will talk about it because no one has the balls to go over this dumb little game. Also, real quick, the game I'm talking about is no longer available in any app stores, making gathering footage pretty difficult. I believe the only way you can access the game is if you already have it downloaded on an older device or by APK. Though you should really not be downloading files off the internet despite how safe they look. So we will have to rely on pre-recorded footage and my hazy memories. Video credits will be displayed at the corner of the screen and links are in the description. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now and enjoy the video. Cat Friends Online, or just Cat Friends, was an online multiplayer role-playing game, or an online chat room, I don't know. None of the websites that I looked at could tell me the genre of the game, so I'm just making assumptions here. Cat Friends was published in 2013 by One Games, a game company that makes apps for Android and iOS devices, and one PS4 game, but I've yet to find any evidence of that other than them mentioning it in their channel description. All their socials are pretty much dead, their Twitter having last posted in 2019 and Instagram in 2021. Their posts that they made were either spamming about their games or animal videos. It's pretty interesting if you want to take a look. I really like this image. But what about the games they made? Surely they must have been something really special for me to dedicate a whole video to one. Well, you're in for a treat, friends. Here we have the graphically stunning 100 characters in one, the psychological horror of Murderer Online, the adorable Puppyland Online, a game that I may review one day since a kind soul re-uploaded the game onto Amazon, and arguably their most popular game, Wolf Online. Despite its release in 2015, it was updated pretty recently, which is great for the Wolf gamers out there. Oh woo! So out of all the epic games here, why Cat Friends? It sounds boring. I mean, the icon doesn't even look that appealing. It's actually kind of scary. It's the big old bug eyes for me. Ugh. Well, the answer to that, my friends, is that I played Cat Friends the most growing up, and that game has been haunting me for the past 10 years. So yeah, please let me have this, okay? Don't be rude, we had an agreement, remember? Here, how about we look over the game's description to get a better idea of what we're in for? Ooh, converse and embark on a road trip with a variety of cat friends. That sounds fun. I wonder where we'll go. Ooh. If you have selected a cat that you like, then it is time to select an awesome car. Yes, believe it or not, you can turn into a car. I know, very exciting stuff. If you need a break, try calling on the magical chest, where you can view the scenery from an aerial point of view. See, Cat Friends is so cool, guys. What game provides a stunning view? Do not list the names, they're not real. But do all these awesome features live up to the hype? I don't know, you tell me. Looks like we are gonna have to find out in the next section. Ooh, seamless transition. So, when you first boot up the game, you're met with these things. No, the icon was not misleading clickbait. These are indeed the cats you play as, with their ginormous heads, 1,000-yard stare, and paws that if you pull hard enough could probably pop right off. You know what? Let's all just take a deep breath. I'm sure that all their budget went into creating that beautiful scenery they promised. The menu screen leaves much to be desired. It's just the title of the game and the cat stuck in an animation loop, nodding and doing this. There's no escape. You're stuck here forever. Running will not save you. Oh. You died. I'm starting to understand why this game didn't take off, but I don't know. I don't have access to any data that will confirm or deny that statement. Maybe Cat Friends was peak mobile gaming. I feel the graphics kinda give it some charm though. I'm a sucker for low poly crap. Cat Friends was also one of One Game's first releases. They have definitely improved over the years, so I will cut them some slack there. The music slaps though. After you get past the main menu, you arrive at the cat selection screen. It isn't much better, with it just being a screenshot of the main menu, an orange box, and some buttons. There are 2 customization menus, Cat Friends, which lets you choose your skin or breed of cat. My go-to skin was this pink baby one, but the black and white one was a close second. The breeds, or body, are interesting. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be, maybe a Sphinx, some fluffy cat, and a chubby cat. The lack of any description is not doing the game any favors here, especially in terms of UI. Now I can finally discuss the cars! I bet they're gonna look so sick with flames and skulls. Kids like that, right? Whatever, it's car time. Oh. That one looks like it's dead. This, guys and gals, is the car section, or Car Friends. So what did cars add to the game? One Games did say that you can race with your buddies, but could you actually race? Yeah, but in my experience and the footage here, there really was no racing to be found. There wasn't even a dedicated racing area. I would know, cause I would walk around the map all alone, trying to find someone who wanted to talk to me. Now I'm sure some kids played the game specifically for the cars. I will admit that I did like harassing people by running them over and chasing them around. But the vast majority of players could care less. Were the cars pointless? You could move faster in car mode, but overall the cars were just there. Once you are done picking your cat or car, the user presses the main button to return to the main menu. At the top of the screen, you can type in your name of choice. I believe there's no filter, so you could call yourself Fartmaster and still get in. Now that you've chosen a name, we're all set to enter the beautiful world of Cat Friends. It's pretty cute. And oh my goodness, what is happening to the music? The music gets a little wonky when you move the camera around. It goes from cute and whimsical melodies to nightmare fuel within seconds. As a child, I also questioned this. I remember asking people in the chat about it one time, and either nobody understood me or they were just ignoring me. My life really is just like a video game. When you join the game, you are spawned in the middle of a park with grass, benches, and hedges. Just up ahead is the beautiful, bustling city with iconic buildings like Sign 1 and the famous Sign 2. Can't forget about... what does that even say? On the screen to your right were 4 buttons. A heart, a speaker, a gear, and a big white. The heart allowed you to turn into a car. Does the power of love turn you into cars? Don't know why they didn't just make a car-shaped button, but I digress. The speaker was used to make cat meows. It is a cat game after all. It would be weird if you couldn't meow, I guess. When you clicked on the gear button, a yellow block would spawn, and the white button was used to jump. And there was also a joystick on the left of the screen. Sorry lefties, no control swapping in this game, further proving that being right-handed is superior. The park was the hub where the majority of roleplays, drama, and trolling would go on. The trolling being the use of those yellow blocks that you could use to build with. Players would often build over the spawn and trap others in. If you couldn't find a means to escape, then Oh well, you can't play the game anymore. There was only one server, so it's not like you could switch when this happened. So did trolling break the game? No, I was being dramatic. The blocks do despawn, but it takes a decent amount of time. The amount of time that would force most kids to quit and choose something else to play. Unless you're weird like me and spend 10 to 15 minutes trying to clip through the block dome, just so you can wander the streets all alone. If I told you that Cat Friends was my favorite game growing up, would you believe me? Now I know with how I've been describing the game so far that it sounds like hot garbage, but I can assure you, it definitely was. I had access to classic games like Angry Birds, Cut the Rope, Jetpack Joyride, Doodle Jump, but no, I chose to sink my time into Cat Friends and its spin-off Puppyland Online. But one man's trash is another 9-year-old's treasure. Plus, role-playing was pretty easy. Players had unrestricted chat. The exact opposite of Roblox's hashtaggy mess. There were no filters, no spam timers, nothing. The kiddos had free speech. Oh god, the kids had free speech. Cat Friends players literally only wanted one thing, and it's freaking disgusting. To roleplay. From my experience, users engaged in one of the 3 following roleplays. I'm sure there were more, but these are the main ones that I remember. FNAF, family roleplay, and not safe for work. The FNAF roleplays were your typical night guard versus animatronic, romance, family, or something in between. This was where the majority of the drama that I mentioned earlier came from. Children would claim to be certain animatronics and argue over it. Since you could name yourself whatever, you ended up with players all having the same or similar names. Kids would try to force each other to play as other characters because God forbid there's 5 Foxies running around. Aw man, who's gonna date Mangle now? Another thing was fighting over animatronic genders. And I was part of the problem. I specifically remember when I had an all-nighter on Cat Friends. I know. Tragic. And I was fighting a user playing as Bonnie. I kept insisting that Bonnie was a girl because Bonnie is a girl's name. I knew I was wrong, but we had kept fighting for almost an hour by then, and if I accepted defeat, that would make me look more stupid than I already was. But I was already being stupid for making an argument that I knew I couldn't win because I knew Bonnie's gender already. Maybe I should have gone to sleep that night. When role-playing, I'd always play as Mangle or Toy Chica because I believed they would get me the most attention. It never worked. No one wanted to talk to me, and that's probably for the best. I didn't have much luck with family roleplays either, but they were just like any other animal role-playing game. You'd play as a feral cat, often in some clan, and the parents or leaders would try to find a den for their kits. Since there were no caves in this big city, the dens would be in the bushes or hedges that you could walk through. Or if you're a true gamer, you build one with the yellow blocks. There's not much else to say about family roleplay since, again, I didn't really experience it that much, so we're gonna move on. Finally, we reached the more darker parts of Cat Game, the not safe for work. Now, this is the point in the video where I need to put a trigger warning. The following subjects will be discussed. If anything on the screen bothers you or brings back unwanted memories, you can use this timestamp to avoid it. I completely understand, and I'm not offended if you need to look out for your well-being. We will be continuing now. This is where mine and many others' criticism comes from. The chat system wasn't by any means good. As I stated earlier, the chat was unrestricted, so you could say anything, do anything, and nothing would happen. To access the game, all you had to do was press play. You did not need to sign up and make an account. There was no way to report bad actors, and I assume no way to ban players either. The game didn't have any moderators to watch the chat, and if it did, they were awful at their job. There also wasn't a way to scroll back to past messages, and they did not appear above your character either. So once the message was flooded out, it was gone. And with so many people typing at once, taking screenshots of predators was difficult. Not that emailing the evidence to One Games would do anything. Again, there were no accounts, so they couldn't really ban anyone. This was a huge oversight considering the game was aimed at kids 4+. And as you can imagine, the amount of public grooming that went on because of these not safe for work role plays or just dirty conversations in general was bad. The majority of the player base were young children and they didn't know any better. I had quite a few experiences of being invited to an ERP, but I will not be going into detail about that. But it wasn't just creepy adults you had to worry about. It was also kids bullying, harassing each other, and sharing personal info, like phone numbers, socials, where they go to school, etc. All things that can make it more likely for people to get abducted. Were there any cases of missing children due to cat friends? Not that I know of, nor will I claim that cat friends cause kidnapping, but I do know that it hurt many innocent children that fell victim and witnessed manipulation and abuse, and that's just really sad. When writing the script, I wanted the video to be all lighthearted and fun, but unfortunately it can't be. I cannot ignore the problems this game had. For many multiplayer games that offer chat features, bullying and grooming does happen, but it's very prominent here because there is not much else to do other than chat with people. Unless you wanted to be lonely, you had to join the conversation. You could not close the chat. You were forced to watch everyone else having fun but you. You were able to see that people who participated in not safe for work conversations got the most attention, thus encouraging children to participate in them, and the cycle repeats. I did not think that this video would turn into a PSA, but please, for the love of God, monitor your children. I do not care how many times people say this, you need to do it. While I'm not a parent, nor do I plan to be one, I was one of the many kids that had unrestricted access to the internet, and that got me into multiple nasty situations. The internet has some of the most vile, horrid, repulsive content that can mess up a developing mind. I am not saying that to be funny. I really do mean it, because I am still dealing with the effects of that as a grown adult to this day. YouTube especially is something that you want to watch out for. Yeah, there's kid stuff on there, but you never know if it could be a front for something more sinister like fetish content. Plus, a lot of it is garbage content farm videos that have no care or love put into them. Your children deserve better than CoComelon. I know that watching over your kid 24/7 is hard. I get that, I really do. But if you have to give them the iPad, let them choose from apps that you personally approve of. It can be games, books, education apps, whatever. As long as the app will not negatively affect their brain, you're all good. Please help protect children online. Also, if possible, please teach your child online safety before giving them a device. Not all schools do that. So it is really important that kids understand what to do and not do while they're on the internet. This, unfortunately, will not stop predators, nor do I think it's possible to ever really stop them. Any website or app that has online chat is bound to have them. I do not expect parents to be able to completely prevent this stuff from happening, especially if their children can use their phones or computers outside of their homes. It's never the child or parent's fault. I just feel as a content creator, a person with a tiny bit of influence, and a victim of grooming, that I should speak up about this. If you sat through this whole thing, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and please stay safe. So, what does the future have in store for Cat Friends? Will it ever come back? I doubt it. Unless someone like Linda Games re-uploads the game, or if you follow this tutorial by Linda Plays on YouTube. However, the game is an APK file, so online play, a key feature of the game, is unavailable. If you enjoy walking around abandoned servers, then Cat Friends might be up your alley. Keep in mind that this only works for older Android systems. 8 and up are incompatible. I've tried to follow the tutorial, but I couldn't seem to get the emulator working properly and ultimately gave up. Also, my system was incompatible. I don't know why I didn't realize that. If you want to experience something similar, the app Theme Park Online is still up on Google Play and the iOS App Store. And surprisingly, sometimes people do join the game, but don't expect them to, make conversation. The only true way we can experience Cat Friends the way it was meant to is if One Games decided to re-upload it or possibly make a sequel, though the chances of that happening are rather slim. Feel free to reach out to them. They probably won't respond. Cat Friends. It's a game that brings back fond memories and worst nightmares. It's a game that, despite all of its flaws, is something I hold near and dear to my heart. It wasn't all bad, and despite not making a single friend on that game, I had a good time doing my own thing. Whether it was driving around the city, running people over, trying to build a super tall tower, or just spamming the meow button, it was a game that I spent hours on because my Pululu and Egg Baby were resting. It was a game that One Games tried to forget, but I won't. Cat Friends was pretty crappy, but it was my crap, darn it.